Hello, this is Michael Phillips from Northern Thailand, and today I'm going to do another art video. And as you probably know, I'm pretty new at this, so today I thought I would give a little bit of a background. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? And we live in Northern Thailand. I came here 35 years ago with my wife and my family. Originally, we came as missionaries, Christian missionaries, and we have done that all these years. And I'm at a point in my life that I'm starting to redirect. And part of this redirection is by doing these videos. And I want to get more involved with the arts. I have a degree in fine arts from the University of Kansas, and I just think it's time to start doing it more and more, and I hope that my art can be a blessing to many. Today, I wanted to talk about something before I go into my part of my art, but it's creativity, and I just want to make a mention of this. I think it's really important to use creativity in life, and I think many people go through their lives and maybe live humdrum kind of lives, and they lack creativity. I was invited a few years ago to be an adjunct at a small college in the United States. We were back for a season, and I did it, and I agreed to that. And one thing I found in the students that came into our classes was drawing and ceramics. They really lacked creativity. They just, when I gave them a project, they had no idea what to do. And some people were just fearful. It was pretty amusing from my standpoint that even to make a line on a piece of paper was just very difficult. So I always encourage them just to start. You know, paper, pencils, they're pretty inexpensive, and you can make mistakes. You can throw your paper away. You can use an eraser. There's all kinds of ways to get around it. But the thing is to start. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, but I'm going to talk about a few things that I have done, and I was really encouraged by a friend to talk about these things. For many years, I have been very intrigued by the concept of using my body to transport it to different places and using different forms of transportation. Now, there's a guy you might know, Leonardo da Vinci. He did drawings and stuff like that. Well, I thought that was pretty neat, so I tried to do a few drawings like that. So today I'm going to walk you through 3 of my creations, and you will see what I'm talking about. And I'll talk a little bit about them, and then we'll come back and talk in the end. So I hope you enjoy this, and I want to spark some creativity in your own lives. So thank you, and here we go. So my first picture I want to show you is I was thinking about the possibility of getting myself around with a hot air balloon with class. And of course, this is a hot air balloon, but it is propelled by my own body like a bicycle in the air. And it has a propane tank, you can see, and the panniers that you can use on a bicycle as well, my water containers, and the propeller that actually pushes me, the tail, which is directional, and then you can see the actual body of the fish. So a lot of fun. It's behind glass, so it's not the best picture, but at least you can get an idea of this. This is the second idea, and this is more incognito. This is how I thought if I could get around underwater without obstruction, because people are fearful of sharks. So this would get around, and I did it. It is kind of like a patent. Thought that'd be kind of neat to do a drawing, and you can see here is a shark. Well, the shark is actually filled with air, and that's what keeps the machine afloat. And then, of course, pedaling, and you have your tail, which is going to be your propeller, and the different parts of it that I've designed. And of course it was patented. You can see that I actually drew this in 2020. So it was just a fun thing, mainly watercolor, some crosshatch, pen and ink. And I enjoy these things. So my third picture I'm showing today is, what if I could bounce around? And the air balloon here is not that big enough to carry me, but it can shoot me up over things such as a barn or trees. And I have springs in my boots, and you can see again the drawing of the wings. So it's kind of like a bird, but I need the hot air balloon to make me bounce, to help me get up in the air. So anyway, another creative thought, and these are just for fun. And I always have, I have tons of doodles about possible transportation using my own body and body strength. So I'm back just to wind this up with a couple of thoughts. Creativity is something we all have. Whether we use it or not, it's really up to us. And just a tip about maybe you can try some things to help you. Just start thinking about different things that might be possibilities. Now, when my kids were young, we would go for long drives and do traveling. Well, you put 5 kids in a car, sometimes it can get pretty difficult and very noisy. I have 4 boys, a year apart, and so talk about wrestling in the car and noise, and man, they just didn't even use words. They just made noise sometimes, and it just drove us nuts. So we would go down the road, and I would give them assignments such as, a telephone poles along the side of the highway, and I would start saying, see if we can get 50 uses for telephone poles. And so one might say, well, it could be a toothpick for a giant. Another one might say, well, it could be like a building material to build a house. Some might say, well, we can make boats out of them. Others might say, well, we could use it for a pole vault. And so down the line, and we would push and push until we got 50 things. Well, you could do this and make notes. And one of my issues in my life, my brain just goes so much. I'm always thinking about possibilities for art, things to put on paper, things to build. And I just love it because it gives you a sense of excitement. And I really do believe creativity is the spice of life. So I hope today you have a good day, and I thank you for listening. And again, I'm pretty new at this, but hopefully I'll get better and you'll enjoy it as time goes by. So thank you. I'll check in soon.